Bertrina here. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How long have we been working out together?
Since February.
Since February.
So it will be almost 10 months on the 21st of this month.
About to go into a year.
Yep.
Now, when I first found you, were you in the beginning of your journey, or have you been working out pretty much on your own for a while?
I started in 2017.
Okay.
Ironically, right after I had back surgery.
Back surgery.
So, and prior to that, I had surgery 6 months before that. So, when I got a new lease on life, I started with just small stuff. Where in 2017, I just started walking because before I had back surgery, I was confined to a wheelchair, and all I could do was take a couple of steps. So once I had back surgery, I started walking. And that's when the journey began with me losing weight.
Okay. So what happened that had you confined to the wheelchair?
I fell down a flight of stairs twice.
Fell down a flight of stairs twice. And that happened because?
Well, I had some other pre-existing conditions going on with my health at the time. And I was waiting around to actually deal with that, and my doctors kept telling me, you need to go ahead and deal with it. So I wasn't able to exercise at that point. I had issues with anemia. I was very anemic, and I would faint. If I just stood up too fast, I would faint. So that's how I fell down 2 flights of stairs. And then after I fell down 2 flights of stairs and I had my first surgery, I was confined for eight weeks where I did not move because I had to heal. And so when I did finally get up and walk and move around, and my back went out. So it didn't happen immediately, it just kind of happened from me being confined.
Gotcha.
And then come to find out my L4, L5 vertebrae were both knocked out of alignment. And they were pinching on nerves, so I had no reflexes on one leg, and then the other one I had no feelings in it, and I was literally dragging around my right leg.
So how was the healing process when it came to this? Like after the surgery, what was your stages of getting back to where you are now?
Well, immediately, literally, once they woke me up out of surgery, I was able to walk again, but my recovery was 12 weeks.
Okay.
So, but I will say the doctor told me that since I was able to walk, good doctor is going to give you what to expect, short term as well as long term.
Correct.
So short term, he was like, you're going to be able to be mobile now. He said, the only thing I would like to tell you, just do a little bit as you can. Don't be so confined to the bed. And there was also a resolution in my head anyway.
Right, you wasn't going for that.
Right, I need to get up and I need to get moving because over the course of those 6 months, I had gotten up to 238 pounds at the time. And before I was working out, I would hold, my weight stayed at like 190-ish.
Okay.
So over that course of that year between 2016 and 17, I gained a lot of weight. So once I got a new lease on life, I immediately started doing little things like I would just walk. And that was just a week outside of having my surgery, my back surgery. I would just get up and walk, move around, and as time went forth and I would get progress reports from him about how well I was doing, and he released me, then the next thing I did was I got into the gym immediately. So after 6 months, I was hitting that gym.
Gotcha. Before all of this experience, did you ever have any prior activities? Did you ever play sports growing up? Were you active growing up?
My mom got us into health.
Okay.
So I never played sport. Well, I take that back. I took gym class in school, but I never played sports. But my mom was into health a lot. So me growing up, I was 10 years old. I used to have a leotard in my tights.
Hey.
And she used to work out, and I would work out with her. So I've always been conscious or self-conscious about my weight and being healthy and trying to eat right things of that nature. But you don't understand the depth of it. A lot of times when you're young,
Correct.
you understand how important it is the older you get in life. So, like I said, I've always been active, but like if I knew then what I know now, I would have been doing a whole lot more. You know?
So would you say you relate how quick you were to be able to get up and start pushing towards better health after the surgery? You relate that to your prior history with being healthy and your mom pushing that effort on you?
Well, I never really had a clean bill of health. I've always been sick.
Okay.
And I attribute that to having pre-existing health conditions. But part of controlling pre-existing health conditions is being preventative, one, but also being active and exercising on a regular basis. So like I said, it goes back to what I said prior. If I knew then what I knew now, I probably could have prevented a lot better those 4 surgeries that I've had to have.
Correct.
Because once I woke up from my back surgery, I'm like, I'm not going through this a 5th or 6th time unless I really truly have to. And I don't want it to happen until I'm 60 or 70, possibly 80. I want to, so.
Put that off as long as possible.
I want to put it off as long as possible.
So what would you have done differently growing up that would have prevented that experience with the surgery that you had?
I would have exercised more. I used to drink sugary drinks like water. I wouldn't drink as much water as I drink now. I would have ate a lot different. My mom did feed us very well. Tried to give us nutritious meals because that is a huge part of it. Being active is one aspect of it, but how you treat your body, what you put into it is a big difference. It makes all the difference.
Okay.
So if I had to change anything, I would have not been eating so much fast food. I wouldn't have been drinking a whole lot more water. That's all I drink now. I mean, matter of fact, I read an article that said if people just cut out drinking sugary drinks and they just drink water, they could lose 20 pounds.
Automatically.
And not only that, but you have a whole host of other benefits. Like when I started drinking water, I noticed my skin cleared up. And I experienced other benefits like the hydration part of it, how efficient it helps your body to release toxins and other things that you come in contact with environmentally. Drinking water helps to keep your body clean.
Exactly.
So, those are just tidbits that I learned over the years just through the things that I experienced, honestly.
So, what was your lowest weight? You said you maintained around 190 pounds, right? Prior to surgeries and everything.
Yeah, and then too, I got diagnosed with hyperthyroidism.
Okay.
And that by itself was, that was rough because before I got diagnosed with it, I kept going to the doctor because I was picking up weight so fast. And a lot of people, I think that's one topic that a lot of people don't really completely understand is how that one gland can just mess up your entire life. And what happened is I was experiencing depression first because I was picking up weight, I was depressed, and I was experiencing a lot of other symptoms of hypothyroidism. So when I first got diagnosed, I think I was 26 or 27. And I was going to the doctor and I was constantly telling them what I was experiencing. And then they could see over the course of months of me coming to see them is your weight has I used to be like 170-ish. And from that, I got to 190 when I got put on hypothyroid medication. But it took so long for me to finally get diagnosed. And when I finally got diagnosed, because most of what doctors were doing, they were treating just the symptom of what I was experiencing.
Right, they didn't know exactly what it was that you was experiencing. They was just giving you the medication.
And when I was telling the doctor what I was experiencing, like I was telling them I was depressed, that I didn't have much of an appetite, that I wasn't sleeping well, they were giving me things for depression. They were giving me things to help me sleep. but they weren't treating the issue itself. So once I finally did get diagnosed with hypothyroidism, and I started taking the medication on a regular basis, the depression went away.
Really? Just like that.
Just like that. And just a lot of things started resetting itself. But then over the course of years.
So what was the problem? They didn't want to test you for that, or they were just going based off symptoms? Okay, this is what I think it may be. So they did not want to test you. Or?
It was that, and the fact that when you have issues with hyperthyroidism, it matters when you get tested.
Okay.
So if I went to a doctor and I got tested at 10 o'clock that morning, and I had been up since 6 or 7 o'clock that morning, and I've already eaten, and I've already, drank and did a lot of other activities, my body is already doing what it needs to do.
Okay.
So it was throwing the test off.
Right.
Whereas with the actual specialist that I go to now, he would have me come first thing when I get up in the morning. That's how I got diagnosed. I had to go first thing that morning before I drank, before I ate, before I did anything. And then to come to find out that it mattered how much of the medication that I needed to offset in order to help my body to know how to have a metabolism. So the medication was one aspect of it. It is a huge component, because if my medication is not regulated correctly, when I first started with my workout journey, I wasn't losing anything.
Yeah, because it was helping to keep you balanced.
It was just helping me keep me balanced, but they had to increase my medication in order for it to help me to lose weight. It had to be regulated properly. So now I have to go. At first, I had to go once every 6 months for a while until they got it consistent. And then I've been on different types of hypothyroid medication. Now I'm on one that really works, and so from me doing that and just staying consistent on my medication, the weight started falling off on its own. Like everything started aligning properly like it's supposed to.
So when you first started your workout journey, what weight did you get up to? What was your heaviest?
238.
238. Okay. And once you finally started getting active into the gym, how long did it take you to get to where you are now? What's your current weight now?
The first time that I lost weight on my own, I got to 188.
Okay.
And then COVID hit. And I gradually picked it all the way back up again. We were sitting at home.
No, you just sitting, eating,
you didn't have nothing
active to do.
Right, and I was still active to a certain degree, but when you don't really understand the importance of cardio, and then understand the importance of the need for weightlifting and how the two work together. I wasn't eating that much, but I still picked up weight. So gradually, between 2020 and 2021, my weight went back up until I got to 221. That's the heaviest I got this year.
Okay.
I got up to 221, and it was around January of this year. So when we started working out, then now my lowest is the lowest I've been is 178. I haven't been 170 since my 20s.
Come on, now since the 20s. And where you at now?
178.
178 since your 20s. Don't play with us. We ain't playing no games. We working.
Right.
We are working. So to explain the first experience when, of course, I came up to you in the gym, I stopped you and said, hey, I'm a fitness trainer. What was going through your mind at that point?
What is the heck happening to me right there? Because, I have watched you in the gym for so long. Prior to you walking up to me, I used to watch you in the gym. And I ain't gonna never forget the time that I watched you was doing sit-ups with that barbell. I'm like,
what is he doing? What is he training for?
I know you got to be kidding me. And I was telling my friends, I'm like, he was lifting the barbell. Just lifting it. And I'm like,
doing sit-ups.
Doing sit-ups.
Working the core.
Not And it wasn't, you weren't level, you were in a decline.
Decline with the bar.
And I was in all about that. I had to sit there for, I think I may have watched you for maybe a minute. I'm like, girl, you supposed to be working out. So I'm like, I want to do that one day. I want to do that.
And now look at you doing that.
And now I'm doing it, you know. But yeah, I mean, at the time when I had gotten up to 221, I was thinking to myself, girl, you gotta lose this weight. You doing so good.
Right.
And here COVID has come along and you gotta start all over again. But I just didn't know how. And at the time when I first, back in 2017 and 18, when I first started my weight loss journey, somewhere in my journey, I did get a fitness trainer at the time, but it wasn't the same experience. I only saw her once a week for 30 minutes, and she would give me movements to do, and
On your own.
I would have to do those movements on my own, and it's not the same as but I had to be creative also, and I had to push myself because
you knew where you wanted to be.
I knew what I wanted to be. So yeah, she did help me to lose. But then, like I said, you know, I started looking at YouTube videos because, you know, honestly, once you get stuck at plateau, it's hard to get over that.
Correct. Over the curve, most definitely.
And I was just doing certain things, and I was able to maintain. And in my honest opinion, you know, for anybody that may be going through this process, because it can be frustrating. You've seen me frustrated quite a bit this year.
Almost definitely.
Is the first thing that I would say is just don't quit, because even if you're not still losing, your body is still changing. You're still making progress.
Don't worry about that number that's on the scale.
Right, you can't wait, and we as women we get stuck because society has made us feel like we need to be concerned about what's on that scale. And what our friends and our family has made us think of what's important. You need to be small and skinny in order to be, you know, your healthiest or you know, sexy or whatever it is. But in my opinion, whether that scale says 170 pounds or it says 160 or 180, my body can look different.
Exactly.
And I can still be building muscle and losing fat, which is the most important aspect of it all. And then the second thing is you're still being healthy because you're at least maintaining.
Exactly.
You're giving yourself stability, you're giving yourself endurance, you're giving yourself a lot of things that are actually good for health purposes, period. So you can't get into your mindset that the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to lose weight on the scale. You guys think that this is a marathon, and no matter what, I'm in it for the marathon race itself, for life, or this is a journey. It's not a quick stop vacation spot.
No, at all.
At all, no. I mean, as I get older, I'm pretty sure that I'm being experiencing other transition that comes along with life, though. So, you know.
So your first session with me, explain to them how that went. Because of course we went through some difficult times in the beginning. It was hard, it was rough in the beginning. So just explain that whole process of finally working out with me for the first time, experiencing my classes, and the things that you went through at the start.
It wasn't nothing like what I was doing.
Nothing. We had a whole different level. Completely different level.
I'm like, and then I feel like I was jeopardizing myself because you saw me in the gym on my own, and I would lift heavy. And so coming here, and I'm like, oh no, I can't be doing high intensity interval training and then lifting these heavy weights, you know. So I thought I was gonna die the first day.
Keep in mind, she walked in. I tried to give her some 10-pound weights. She was like, "No, you can give me at least 15. You don't give me 15." Yeah, she learned the hard way on that one.
I learned quickly. don't suggest anything. But some things I did need because it's a psychological factor when it comes to working out. And at the time, you know that I had issues with my back, and I'm gonna continue to have issues with my back. But at the time, I was experiencing scoliosis of the spine, so it was painful a lot of times working out and trying to do different movements, and I would have pain, you know, and psychologically I was trying to push through.
Right.
So and you remember when I told you you're gonna have to give me heavier weight so I can feel the pain somewhere else to take it off of my back.
Understood.
And that is exactly what working out is. Some days when I come here, I really don't want to be here. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, come on now. I don't think nobody want to be here, but they got to.
And that's the way. Some days, you know, psychologically, you may not be available to focus and get the workout in. And then other days, when I come here, psychologically, I can focus, and it doesn't matter. And also, when it comes to pushing yourself, psychologically, your mind got to be involved in it wholeheartedly, because if not, you'll stay the same.
The body gonna do what the mind tell it to.
True.
The body does what the mind tell it to.
It will do what the mind tell it to, but also you have to sometimes tell your mind, okay, I know you're not agreeing with what it is that I want to do, but we're gonna do this anyway.
Exactly.
And we're gonna push. You know, that's all part of the whole process, is pushing yourself outside of a comfort zone. That's the whole purpose of this whole thing in the first place, of getting involved in exercise. It's true enough, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. No one likes it, but man, the things that you experience from exercising on a regular basis and pushing yourself is on so many different levels. It's spiritual, it's mental, it's psychological, it's emotional. And that's all benefits that is separate from the physical standpoint. I mean, physically, I've never felt better. But I can honestly tell you that mentally, emotionally, and psychologically, ain't nobody tell me nothing.
Compare.
I'm like, my mind is so clear, and every time I work out, especially when I come here after a long day, sometimes when I come here, this is my easiest part of the day.
If you'd have made it through all that heartache in the beginning, this ain't nothing.
Right, you know, it's my easiest part. I can come here, I can refocus, I can reset my mind to kind of like, you know, dial back all of the tension and the stress that I've experienced that day. And then I also have gotten a place where I can release it, you know. So
exactly.
It has its benefits. It has had a huge benefit. You know.
So far as the physical benefits, other than, you know, of course, your body physically changing, how has the journey of losing more than 40 pounds, has that been on your back, and are you still maybe taking the medications that you may have been on before you started with me? Like, how has that changed?
Man, I feel great.
Amazing.
You know, when you're carrying around a whole bunch of weight, you feel heavy. And once again, I go back to what I said earlier. It's a temporary discomfort, because before I had surgery and before I lost all the weight, when I was really unhealthy and I had a lot of things going on in my body, it was like I was carrying around a 2-ton brick all the time. And the amount of damage you do to your body and your joints from carrying around a whole bunch of weight, it creates your body being out of alignment, especially your back.
Most definitely.
We pick up a lot of weight in our midsection, but I feel great. Like, I don't have nearly the aches and pains that I used to. My doctors, because when you get to a certain age,
you can't just rely on one.
That fan base does increase with the doctor section. I have two doctors I see on a regular basis. My hyperthyroid doctor, he's the endocrinologist. I see him once a year now. So he was like, you don't need to see me that often. We got your medicine regulated. You are down to this weight. I'll see you next year.
There we go.
And my primary care physician, you know, I was on high blood pressure medicine. I'm still on it, but I'm not on a high dosage anymore. I'm on a very low dosage. And then I was borderline. I had issues with cholesterol going up. That Lord, because she was threatening to put me on cholesterol medication. So it has had a lot of benefits, but overall, my back don't give me issues anymore because my other muscles are engaged to help me stand.
There we go.
You know, to help me move around, to help me stay mobile, to help me function. And I mean, I haven't felt this good in a long time. So for me, sky's the limit. And as long as I can, I'm gonna keep doing it.
There we go.
It's good for. I mean, you know, it's the best thing that a person can do overall for themselves. It's just to be active. And we live in a very anxiety and depression-driven world where you have a lot on your plate. Exercise is a great way to help you get through that.
So before we wrap up, of course, I want to ask, what is some advice that you would give somebody that may have had similar experiences as you, where they may have went through surgery, they're on all these medications, there's so much pain, and they just don't want to exercise at that point in time because they think that the pain is so unbearable now that they just can't see the future of living without it. And they're just a victim to their current circumstances, even though they have that thought in their mind that they want to make that change, but they can't take those first steps. What would you say to that person?
Start small. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Because if you compare yourself to someone else, you're gonna automatically stop. You're gonna automatically give up. And then also you can't compare your situation to any other situation you may have had in the past. So you gotta take it one step at a time. That's the first thing. When we put on weight, it takes us a while to put it on. And it's gonna take us a while to take it off. So don't expect it to be an overnight experience. But make yourself accountable. That's what I had to do. No matter what the situation was or what my body was giving me, because I mean, you've seen me cry. I mean,
we just shed some tears on the floor. I'll tell you for sure.
And I got lots of pride in this little body right here. I mean, I don't cry easily in front of anyone, but I shed tears because of the fact that at that moment the pain is real. But at the same time, I'm not a quitter, and you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to have consistency. It has to be something that comes as natural and as important to you as drinking water or getting a good night's rest.
But with that being said, I would like to tell everybody, find your support system. Trina found hers. That's how she was able to tackle her goals and do it in a consistent manner. You don't have to meet with me. There are so many other trainers out there that can suit your needs. Find that support system, find that group, one-on-one group classes, whatever it is. Do what you have to do in order to reach your goals. You don't have to do it alone. There's somebody out there that can help you along the way, so never feel like you're by yourself. And you may feel like the experience that you are in is the worst. You might feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel, but somebody has also went through that same experience and overcame. So look for the answers, find the truth, do what you have to do in order to be your best self. And other than that, that's it.